Well, here we are once again at the Chicago Show, 25th anniversary, 2015. Jim Messina here for VintageDrumsTalk.com, and boy, the surprises are coming at us all over the place. I've got another great story to tell you, folks. I have a guest here, but I'm going to tell you a little bit about something that you need to know. Everybody remembers this book. This is John Aldrich's first book, kind of the Bible of vintage drum collecting, at least for me. It's one of the first books I ever read. Very informative. We've all the collectors have seen this. But I want to turn to a certain page here where John refers to this drum right here. Hard to see with our cameras, but we've got some shots of it. It's actually, it's not an American-made drum, but it's from very early. In the teens, John Philip Sousa's drummer used to play this drum. This drum is known as the Tom Mills drum. Okay, and this is the drum that basically got Ludwig Sr. to decide, to make metal shell drums. Prior to that, they were making wood shell drums. Nobody wanted to do it, but this was the drum that he heard that was so crisp and clear, and he wanted to buy this drum, and I think he finally did purchase it from Tom Mills. No one has seen one. I have never seen one, just in this book. One does exist. It used to be in the Ludwig family collection, and it's now in a museum, okay? But I want to introduce you to a friend of mine whose name is Choppy. Hello, Choppy. How you doing?
Hey, Jim.
Good to meet you, sir.
Great to see you.
And we have a little, Choppy has a little something to show you right here. Check this out. Take a look, folks. Looks very similar to that drum, doesn't it? I would say this is basically another Tom Mills drum. It's said that these were what, Johannes Link or, it's amazing. 8 lugs, the same drum. I'm not sure here about the throw off, but when I saw this today, Choppy, I think my jaw dropped, and I just had to have you come up here, and that's what I'm telling you. This show this year has been full of surprises for me, and I hope you're appreciating this. Choppy, you're going to have to take it from here and just tell me, where did you get this drum? What's the background story behind it?
1968, Jim. My parents bought me a drum set, but it was nothing like anyone else's drum set. It was a real old drum set. Of course, I didn't like it because it wasn't one of the newer, fancier drum sets. So I played it, and immediately I broke the head on this snare drum. So I took it apart, went to the store to buy a new head, and there weren't any heads this size. So I kind of pushed it off to the back of the basement, and I left it there. It's been sitting there until 2007. I brought it out, and I brought it here to the show in 2007. Now, here's how the story goes. I didn't know anything about the drum.
Okay.
And this will show the love that us drummers have for each other. I was out in the parking lot. I didn't even bring it in. Someone saw it in the back of my car. They asked to look at it, asked me how much I wanted for it. I said, please, make me an offer. And then they shook their head and said, no, I can't do that. You need to go inside. You need to go to this booth and to that booth, and you need to talk to the people because what you have there is the Holy Grail. So that just shows that now that person could have taken that drum from me, and I wouldn't have known the better.
They could have said, I'll give you $200.
And I would have taken probably less. But so now, so then I came inside, I found out all this wonderful information. Everyone was so wonderful about it. And since then, and even today, I'm finding out even more things about this drum. And when I showed it to you, I have to admit, I've never seen anyone's jaw literally drop, but yours did.
We made time for Choppy today. But as I look here, I've never seen it. Just the picture that you see there, and maybe from the museum. But this is the second one that I know of. I'm going to ask my friends to come on up here in a minute, and we're going to scrutinize a few things and take a look. But I don't think they've ever seen it either. So we're all in the same boat. But I got to say, I got to commend that guy that did not take advantage of you. It kind of gives you faith and shows you the example of this tight-knit little group we have here that is trying to survive here at this show. And we are surviving. It's a vintage love of vintage drums. We're all thinking alike, and we treat each other right. This is great. I'm so glad you brought it in. I just don't know what to say because I'm not an expert on it, but I don't even know, is it brass, nickel plated? I could see, you know, if you wanted me to comment it, you know, it's obvious we have some denting and stuff like that, but this is going to be fun when we bring the guys up to take a look at this. But this looks like pig skin on top.
Actually, the bottom head is original from when I owned it, but the top head I did have recently made by Jim Ellis at Cooperman's, and that was a fun story too because I couldn't get the head on, I couldn't seat it. So then I brought it to PASIC the next year, and I asked Jim to put the head on, and he was having a little trouble putting it on too, and so then he took it to the washroom and he got a little water on it. He came back, and then he still couldn't get it on, and then by this time we had quite a crowd gathered around as he was trying to put the head on, and then I remember he asked me, "Please just turn your back for a moment." And I turned my back, and I heard this pop. And he goes, "Your drum is ready now."
There you go. So pretty scary. Pretty scary.
But he knew what he was doing, of course.
And at the time, you knew what you knew now.
Oh, I knew then what it was as well. But in 2007, I want to thank whoever that gentleman was. Who did not take it off my hands and was very kind, to be honest.
Really?
And again, that shows the drumming community and the love that we have for each other.
And if you know who you are, do me a favor and contact Vintage Drum Stock. I'd like to talk to you. But seriously, Choppy, I don't know what to say. I'm just in awe, and I'm just going to sit back here and appreciate this. We're going to sign off. Choppy, thanks a lot, man. The 25th Chicago Vintage and Custom Drum Show. What a way to go out, huh? Vintage Drum Stock signing off. It's a great year. Take care, everybody.